Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris, aka Barn on 11970. It looks like I'm making one more video because one of my subscribers, his name is Curtis Wright, so a quick shout out to you, made a good point that I wanted to bring up. It's regards to your local sheriff having the highest authority of the land. Now, a lot of people will say, well, what makes you think they're going to do anything? Or what if they're bought and paid for, which I would not be shocked at. I can't prove it, but considering they're not using their highest authority of the land to tell any feds or any illegal government laws, they're not doing anything to change them. It might lean to that side, and it is a possibility. People will say, well, if they're bought and paid for, they're not going to do anything. Well, if we the people don't make them keep their oath of office, then you're right. It's like if you're there and you, like in the Spider-Man comics, when Spider-Man, before he became a superhero, he had the chance to stop a robber that was robbing the very place that cheated him out of money. And he let him go because he says, oh, it's not my concern. Well, ultimately, that criminal he let go ends up killing his Uncle Ben. And that's when he became a superhero, and the phrase, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, that's the same for us. If we allow our sheriffs, who have the highest authority of the land, belief is irrelevant. If you sit there and say, oh, I don't believe that, well, you're in the land of the easily controlled. If you want to live in control land and fear land, that is a choice, but then give up your right to complain, because that means instead of learning truth, you want to assume based on your belief or your feeling of something. That's what the people in control are counting on. They're counting on people to be lazy. They're counting on people to be afraid. They're counting on people to base things on a belief instead of fact. So if you want to go from, well, I hope that's right, or I think that's right, or I believe that's right, or I believe that's wrong, to I know it's right, or I know it's wrong, it's a matter of choice. So when it comes to sheriffs, they have the highest authority of the land as long as they are in their jurisdiction. I mean, a sheriff of a certain county, let's say in Alabama, if he all of a sudden traveled to California, he's out of his jurisdiction. He would not have any authority there. So it's only in the jurisdiction of his county. Now, sheriffs are appointed by we the people. So if we the people went to our local sheriffs and demanded that they keep their sworn oath of office, so they get the authority through the Constitution, if they refuse, well, you have the authority to fire them and appoint another sheriff who will. So it is a matter of, are people willing to do what it takes to get a problem solved? One person can't do this, 5 people can't do this, 10 people can't do this. If 10,000 people in a community, 20,000 people in a community, even a couple of thousand people in their community, all went to the sheriff's office peacefully, no guns, no torches, no violence, no destruction, no evil, no hate, no anger, no fear, and they just say, listen, you are our sheriff, you swore an oath of office to protect our people. We appointed you. You have the highest authority of the land, and you know this. So we are telling you, as we the people who you represent, go do your oath of office and get this evil corruption out of here, because they have more authority than a federal agent. They have more authority than a governor. They have more authority than a federal judge. They have more authority than the president, as long as they are in their jurisdiction. And if that sheriff pretends that he doesn't hear you, or says, oh, I'll just investigate it, or just yeses you to death, or says, no, I don't do it, fire him, appoint a new sheriff that will, and we can get this back. Governments do not want you to know the true power that we have. Why do you think they want to entertain us with all these celebrities, and you see all these music videos of scantily clad women? Because they want you to pay attention to that. Why do you see all of these talks about steroids and all these athletes making millions of dollars, and all the controversies of all the movie stars out there and all the people they're sleeping with and all these real TV shows that are not real? They're all staged. They want you distracted. And if they can't distract you, they'll scare you. That's why there's nothing but evil and horror and death and destruction in the media. And I've shown 2 events that, coincidentally enough, were Craigslist ads that I showed in advance of them happening, that asked for their hiring of crisis actors for events. One of them happened within a week's time in the same area they were looking to get the people. The other one, that was the recent one in Ferguson, well, that one was talking about crisis actors in Kansas, the state over, which means that's a car drive away. Again, 1 week after they said they needed these crisis actors. It's not what you think. If you want to sit there and dismiss it because it sounds bad or it sounds crazy, well, guess what? You're easily controlled, because like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. It's all about choice. It's we the people. United we stand, divided we fall. So if people don't want to go to their local sheriff, or before that, if people don't want to verify what I'm saying, and you're too lazy to check it on a computer, well, whose fault is that? Yours. Take responsibility. If the people decide they don't want to unite together, when they gather that information, go to their sheriff peacefully and do it correctly, whose fault is it? It's the community's. And if they go there and they allow the sheriff to tell them, no, I'm not going to do it, and they walk away, again, it's the people's fault. This country was founded on people that took action. What happened to it is a story for another time. It's not the way you're told. And the more you study, the more you research, when you go from belief to knowledge, you start learning what's going on. And you also learn you have more power. So you don't have to just sit there and say, oh, I'm going to settle for the little crumbs that they send. You have the power to change this, but without stooping to their level that justifies more laws, more controls. Because we see the police, they went from people in regular uniforms who were there to protect and serve, to now almost in full military gear with assault rifles, shotguns, tanks, military-style machine guns, helicopters, video cameras everywhere. Do you think that's making us feel safer? Or do you think maybe they're trying to box us in to the point where one day we'll have no choice? If you don't think this is turning into a police state, at the very least, then you are either part of the problem or you are just so naive there's no helping you. But you probably wouldn't be here watching this. So it's up to you guys. I'm not afraid. You should not be afraid. Start spreading this information. Get your communities to know their power. They don't have to riot and destroy their own facilities, their own stores, their own town. That's ridiculous. Whether it seems justified or not, beat them at their game by doing it smarter. Unless you want to put out fire with more fire. Don't complain that more things get destroyed. It's up to you. If you choose to do nothing, that is still a choice. And for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So if you do nothing, then evil continues to flourish. If we continue to stay on evil's level of violence, don't be surprised that's what we get back. You want to do it the right way? Start helping people like me. Make your own videos or promote other people's. Get this out. But if you don't go to your local sheriffs and you don't get your community to learn this information, well, then you're not using the tools to save people from dying and getting shot and having all these illegal laws crunch us in till one day you're just part of the slave system and they're not going to be afraid to tell you anymore, because by then it'll be too late. And we may not suffer. Our children might. Our grandchildren probably definitely will if nothing changes. Probably definitely. Not really a word, but that's all right. It's a Barnonism. All right, anyway, I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes. What you do with this video is up to you. If you want to thumb it down because you don't like me, congratulations. You've achieved something really positive in this life. If you want to help share it because you think it's relevant, that's perfect. That helps out get information. If you think you're going to take it a step further and make your own videos and speak your word, if you want to quote me word for word, perfectly have my permission. If you're trying to spread truth and you are trying to do good, I have no ego here to worry about bruising. You want to use my information for your own profit and your own benefit, as long as it helps mankind, you have my permission. Here I am on video camera saying it. As long as you're not doing it in a negative way, and as long as you're not trying to just hurt people or changing the facts to make some ridiculous troll video, you don't have my permission for that. But you have my permission to say whatever you want that helps benefit mankind, if you want to make your own video. The easiest way is just to share mine or others. But do your part, or don't complain. Superman ain't coming to save you. You're Superman. You just got to realize it. Peace.